What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Prime Video's new series, Ballard. Let's rock this. Okay, so this is a spin-off expansion of the Bosch series. So it goes without saying that if you like Bosch, then odds are you are gonna like Ballard, because it's created and developed by the same people, including author Michael Connelly, whose books are the basis for these adaptations. But Rama, what if we haven't read the books? What if we haven't seen the previous Bosch show? Well, if you are a fan of detective shows about cold cases, then you might also enjoy Ballard. But I will say this, after having watched the entire 10 episodes, Ballard is just okay. It really is just okay. Yes, to a certain extent, it's gritty and intriguing, but at times, some of the episodes also feel wobbly, and the dialogues are occasionally clunky, especially in the exchanges between Renée Ballard and her colleagues. And without spilling spoilers, I am also not a fan of the ending or the outcome of the long overarching case that they're working on. Improbable or highly unlikely doesn't even begin to describe the final perpetrator. So there are parts about this show that are good, and there are parts about this show that are just a collection of one big giant meh. But do I hate Ballard? No, not at all. Ballard has the potential to become much better than this first season, which I think is not a very strong start. Ballard continues to bring Michael Connelly's best-selling novels to life, following Detective Renée Ballard as she leads the LAPD's new and underfunded cold case division, tackling the city's most challenging, long-forgotten crimes with empathy and relentless determination. As she peels back layers of crimes spanning decades, including a serial killer string of murders and a murdered John Doe, she soon uncovers a dangerous conspiracy within the LAPD. With the help of her volunteer team and retired detective Harry Bosch, Detective Ballard navigates personal trauma, professional challenges, and life-threatening dangers to expose the truth. Starring Maggie Q, Courtney Taylor, John Carroll Lynch, and Titus Welliver. I've been a big fan of actress Maggie Q for quite some time, so it's good that she has this new steady employment, which I hope will remain for many seasons to come. As the character Renée Ballard, Maggie has a sturdy presence about her. Hell-bent, resilient, fearless. But what's interesting is that whenever she collides with the powers that be, Renée is not loud and confrontational, yet she stands her ground firm if need be. And Maggie has a graceful way of embodying that quiet, concentrated strength. The recurring role of Titus Welliver as the now retired Harry Bosch helping Maggie on a few episodes will definitely make the fans geek out. He doesn't show up too often that he steals the spotlight, but just enough to remind the audience that they exist in the same universe or the same canon. So the tone is more or less similar. But this is very much Maggie's show. She very much carries the entire thing. Some of the supporting characters, including Renée Ballard's colleagues, are a bit underdeveloped, while some of them are also unlikably eccentric, like the overly eager secretary and the guy who makes douchey comments from time to time. I mean, if that is what passes as comic relief, then color it annoying and off-putting. Having 10 episodes is also a bit too many in my opinion. The writers could have trimmed it down a bit. Sometimes they would insert a few procedural cases along the way, which I get it. It illustrates the character's way of resetting before they re-strategize again. But it also feels like a distraction that's needlessly rushed. And it makes it seem as if the long story mystery is too hard for them to handle. Some of the narrative choices that deviate away from realistic policing just for dramatic purposes might also bother some audiences. And although I appreciate that they explore Renée Ballard's heritage, but her family drama with her grandmother often comes across as minuscule and insignificant. So yeah, overall I give Ballard the rating of 3 out of 5. It has an established source material, it has an established fan base, it has that crossover appeal, but it also has those things I mentioned earlier that could use some tweaking here and there. Ballard is a sufficiently enjoyable, character-driven crime thriller.